Life doesn't change in the big moments. It changes in the quiet ones we almost miss. This is Days Like These. I'm Jay Malik Asher, and I'm glad you're here. Our grandparents survived wars with silence. Meanwhile, we're surviving tweets with think pieces. I remember hurt used to sit in the bones. Now it sits in the comments. People say the world's getting soft, but I don't think it's getting soft. I think it's finally speaking. Because back then, kids were told to shut up, be strong, don't cry. And if you cried, you better bleed too. Otherwise, what's the point? We were handed fortitude, endurance, stamina, a 5-year plan starting at age 6. We were told to be seen, not heard. Respect your elders, even if they were dead wrong and half drunk. And mental health? I'm sorry, what's that? Go pray. And now, kids say everything, and I mean everything. You can't even breathe wrong without a thread titled, "Why is the way you're breathing a form of microaggression?" And somewhere along the way, once feelings moved online, private pain became public expression. Now we just don't suffer quietly. We go live on Instagram in tears, ring light glowing with a caption, "Healing Journey Day 1." And if you're having a minor inconvenience, it's a full dissertation. If you sneeze wrong, someone replies, "I feel unsafe. Why didn't you warn me that was coming?" I mean, listen, it's not that people are sensitive. It's just that they're finally unmuted. And somewhere along the way, we flipped from emotional suppression to emotional broadcasting. The old generation swallowed pain. This generation posts pain. They're not weaker, though. They're just louder. They're not softer. They're just more exposed. And every micro discomfort gets a like, a retweet, validation, and solidarity. But maybe it's not sensitivity. Maybe it's amplification. We are the voice our grandparents never had. We are the echo of what they carried in silence. Because our older generation taught us this. A trophy. You didn't even win. This generation is like, I woke up, I drank water, where's my medal? But hear me out. Participation awards aren't weakness, they're recognition. Sometimes the medal isn't for winning, it's for surviving the day without breaking down. Because some people aren't racing others, they're just outrunning ghosts. Recognition builds confidence and reduces resentment, and it teaches self-worth early. But too many medals, and effort becomes optional where people quit before sweating. So we need a balance where there is accountability and applause. Because at some point we opened Pandora's box of emotions but forgot the user manual. We promoted vulnerability without teaching regulation. We normalized crying but not coping. We encouraged feel your feelings but rarely process your feelings. We gave permission to express but not tools to endure. And so the world feels intense, loud, raw, and unfiltered like reality TV at 2 a.m. There was this one time something happened and it stuck with me. I held the door open for this person, a normal thing, a simple gesture, and they looked at me like I handed them a whole lot of money and said, "Thank you, visiting?" Huh? Think about that. Basic courtesy felt like a luxury, like I had to be from somewhere else. Not because they were sensitive, but because kindness is rare enough to feel divine. But sensitivity isn't the issue. We just forgot how to be gentle. Because the old world taught strength without expression. New world, expression without resilience. So the goal now is that we need a hybrid. A generation that can speak their pain and stand in it, cry and continue, feel deeply and still show up. Not silent warriors, not emotional toddlers, just emotional adults. Can we talk trophies for a minute? Because the older generation said, you get a trophy for winning, not existing. The new generation, I woke up, drank water, crown me. But sometimes trophies aren't rewards. They're reminders that I see you, don't give up. For the kid who wanted to quit, for the one battling depression, for the shy one who just showed up. Sometimes the medal says, I know showing up took everything in you. But again, accountability. Because when praise becomes automatic, perseverance becomes optional. Confidence without competence eventually crumbles. Resilience can't survive on applause alone. We need balance, where we honor effort but still expect excellence. But to understand why this conversation even exists, we have to understand how our relationship with emotion has changed. Because feelings became a form of influence. Social media amplified every discomfort. Awareness outpaced emotional maturity. Effort started being recognized, but resilience quietly faded. So now we're in the middle of an emotional evolution where we've stepped out of silence, but we're still learning how to communicate pain responsibly. We're still discovering its emotional voice. We're learning how to say out loud what previous generations only carried in silence. And like any growth phase, it's often awkward before it becomes wisdom. Give us time. We're evolving. Because imagine children being raised with love and grit, validation and discipline, therapy and chores. Imagine boys who can say, I'm hurting without being told to swallow it. Girls who can lead without shrinking. Adults who don't drag childhood shadows into marriage. We don't have to choose. We can hold our elders' silence and amplify our own voices together. Because evolution isn't replacing the old, it builds on it. We are the bridge, the hybrid, where endurance meets empathy, where resilience meets reflection, where manhood isn't mute and humanity isn't numb. So, next time someone says kids today are too sensitive, tell them sensitivity without healing collapses, but sensitivity with resilience, that changes the world. We're not weak. We're waking up. If something in this episode stayed with you, good. That means the conversation isn't over. This is Days Like These. Remember, you still matter.